Yes, you read that title right. Here's how I grew my hair from shaved to mid-back length, and I have never had long hair before. But I've been able to get to this length, and I actually want to share with you the strategies that I used so that you can see longer hair and get past that stagnant hair phase as well. Hey everyone, Celestine, Natural 2020 here, and the first tip that I want to share with you is the importance of building a personalized hair care routine. And I hope you're taking notes because this is going to be jam-packed full of the things that I did and the mindset kind of things that I had to change in order to see longer hair. And you are also welcome to tailor this so that you can see major length and major growth in this upcoming year. So a personalized hair care routine was basically just a strategy, a way of doing my hair, a way that told me how I do my hair, how often I do my hair and things like that. It was just simply my strategy, my routine that was written down and it was set. And I needed a personalized hair care routine because I found myself watching a lot of natural hair YouTubers who also had grown their hair long, and it was getting a bit overwhelming. So this was at the start of my journey when I just started growing my hair. There were a couple of people who really influenced me, and I took a lot from their journeys. That was indigenous strands and also naturally high. But outside of that, I was still watching a lot of videos of just a lot of people, and it just got really overwhelming. So somebody might say, don't ever use this product because it's going to do this to your hair, or the other person might say, talking about the same product, I always use this product because it benefits my hair. And it just got very confusing. Do you know what I mean? So for me, the personalized healthcare routine helped to keep me on track and keep me focused so that I wasn't, flip-flopping with my routine. And I really believe that I wouldn't have seen anywhere near as much length retention if I was, chopping and changing constantly, changing the products, changing how often I wash my hair, changing, all of that. I really think it's because I had a personalized hair care routine and stuck to it that's one of the big reasons that I definitely saw length retention. So in terms of how to use a personalized hair care routine, this is just my way of doing it. So for me, I felt like I needed structure in terms of how I'm retaining length. And so what I did, I literally used like an Excel spreadsheet. Some of you are probably thinking that's so weird. Like we're talking about hair here, not mathematical equations. But honestly, I just used an Excel spreadsheet and it really helped me. So what I did was I took 3 hair influencers who had already reached the goal that I wanted to reach, which was tailbone length. And I literally researched their routines. So I looked at things like how do they wash their hair? How often do they wash their hair? What type of products or ingredients do they value? Do they straighten their hair? What are some of the things that they never do or some of the things that they rarely do? And I literally wrote all these down, and then I looked at the similarities. What are some of the similarities across their routine? And then from that, I took my routine out of that. Now, bearing in mind, I try to use people who have a similar hair texture. Of course, it's not going to be exactly the same, but in terms of it's curly, or I should say coily, not even curly, coily or kinky, also low porosity, that kind of thing. And out of that, I was then able to build my routine. And so I'm wondering, do you already have a personalized hair care routine? If so, comment that down below so that I know that, we're on the same lines. If you don't, then you can use that template to create your own personalized hair care routine. Again, you're going to need to think of 3 influencers or 3, hair influencers that are going to help you on this journey. You're going to need to take time to research out their journey, and then out of that, you can then create your own hair care routine. So feel free to hit the link in the description box below if you would like to purchase that just for a small price, because you know what, it did take me time to do, and so that's why there is just a small charge for that. The next thing that massively helped me go from shaved to mid-back length is having consistency from day one until now. And that's basically consistency to my hair care routine. And I know what you're thinking, absolutely every hair YouTuber says this, and there's a reason why we say it. We're saying it because it's true. Honestly, consistency is literally what is needed on this hair growth journey. So, what do I mean by consistency? Well, it is actually doing the same thing over a period of time. So, as I mentioned, I've gone from shaved to mid back length. So I kind of broke this down into 3 stages. From shaved to the TWA or teeny weeny afro stage, I had a set routine. And then from the TWA stage to, I'd say, collarbone length, I also had a set routine, which was very, very, very similar to the first routine with just a few changes simply because my hair was a bit longer. And then also from collarbone to where I am now, which is mid back length, again, I had a set routine. Once again, there were massive similarities across all of that. So let me share that with you. What were some of the similarities? What did I actually stay consistent to? Personally, I feel like there are 4 key things that I have consistently done that have really helped me on my hair care journey and getting to mid back length. So those are washing, moisturizing, protecting, and sealing. Those are the 4 key things. And I'm not going to go into them in major detail in this video, but washing my hair, obviously just washing on a regular routine. Moisturizing, which for me meant either LOC method or LCO or LO method. But again, staying consistent to that and ideally not changing up my products too much. Protecting for me was wearing protective styles like you see I am doing now, and also keeping my hair covered. And then sealing, which was sealing the ends of my hair. As I said, I'm not going to go into major detail on this, but because these are really, really good practical physical tips for you to take if you want to, then you're welcome to click the link above, click the video above, should I say, and you can watch another video where I've gone into much more detail on some of those tips that have helped me to get past, that was bra strap length, I think. But you know, the tips are exactly the same. So why did I need to stay consistent from day one until now? Well, I feel like if I wasn't consistent, then I'm not going to know what works and what doesn't work. Because if, for example, if I tried to use a product for maybe a week and then I changed it to another product, use that for a week, and then change it to another product and use that for a week, well, how am I going to know which one is working, which is, you know, benefiting my hair? There had to be a period of consistency for me to understand what specifically works for my hair, basically. So I feel like there is a period of kind of trial and error at first, and I definitely remember going through that period of trial and error. And honestly, there are times that I'm still doing it now because I'm still learning my hair. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm still learning my hair and looking at how I was able to stay consistent from day one until now. Personally, I feel like that was because I included time scales on my personalized hair care routine. So the routine I was just talking about before, which was written down, rather than me just saying, I wash my hair. No, I was very clear to say, I'm going to wash my hair every 2 weeks. Or rather than me just saying, I'm going to re-moisturize my hair when it gets dry. No, it's me saying, I'm going to re-moisturize my hair every 4 to 5 days because that's when I know it's beginning to get dry. So I was just being really, really specific with my personalized hair care routine. And that's what helped me stay consistent from day one till now. Now, this one, if I was asked to only give literally one piece of advice, just one, for, you know, someone who wants to get their hair longer or retain length, this is the one piece of advice that I would give. And it's just because I know how much it has benefited me. And that is to protect or seal my ends. So what do I mean by that? Well, protecting or sealing my ends really is just kind of coating them maybe, or putting an extra layer around them, or tucking them away so that they're not impacted by the environment too much. So it might be the weather, it might be if it's rubbing on my clothes, things like that. So that's how I would protect and seal my ends. Why I do that is because the ends are the oldest parts of my hair and therefore the most fragile. So, you know, just like anything you would have around you that is very fragile, you would treat it with care, wouldn't you? And so it's the very same thing in terms of the ends of my hair. So how I would protect them or seal them, for me personally, actually, I said to myself in this video, I'm not going to mention any specific products because I don't want anybody to think that I'm saying, you know, this specific product is what can get you from shaved to mid-back length. I'm not here to say that. All I can share is what I have done on my journey. Now, I have mentioned products in that video that I mentioned before, so feel free to watch that after and, you know, you'll know specifically what product I'm referring to. But how I protect or seal my ends is I'll use like a gel around my ends. Sometimes I will do something called vine wrapping, where I'll literally pull my hair back up and then I'll twist it around. Now, the reason my ends here is curly is because it's been vine wrapped. So that's one of the things that I'll do to protect and seal my ends. Another massive one for me that has helped me to get from shaved to mid-back length is for me to actually believe that it was possible for me to have long hair. And that sounds really simple. I'm sure it sounds really simple to you, but let me just think back. So before I realized it was possible for me to have long hair, I didn't have long hair. Do you get what I mean? Like it sounds a bit crazy. It sounds a bit crazy what I'm trying to say, but it makes sense. When I thought that only good people with good hair basically had long hair, then I was basically telling myself that I didn't have good hair and therefore I didn't have long hair. So I really feel like our mindset impacts our actions and then our actions impacts our results. So I had to change my mind. I changed my mind to begin to realize that I could have long hair. Then when I understood that I could have long hair, I started doing different things with my hair physically or practically. And those practical things that I was doing with my hair have then caused me to have long hair as a result. Longer hair, should I say. It's not long yet, it's getting there, it's on the way there. So how did I get to this place of believing that it was possible for me to have long hair? Well, it was just doing exactly what you're doing now, watching this video. For me personally, it was watching, like I said before, Indigenous Strands and Naturally High. Those were the two people that I first learned and realized, wow, Black people with kinky, coily, you know, afro hair can have long hair. That's when I realized it. And straight away, I was just like, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Of course, there are other little things that have helped me to get from shaved to mid-back length. Little things like I omitted using heat too often. I do sometimes blow dry my hair, but I haven't, when was the last time I straightened my hair? I have straightened my hair actually since I've been growing it. But again, it's not often. It might be maybe a once a year thing. And then in terms of trimming my hair, I do still trim, you know, because I don't want the split ends or whatever, you know, broken ends to kind of travel up my hair shaft and damage it. So there are a few other practical tips like that. If you got all the way to this part of the video, then congratulations. I want you to comment the secret phrase down below, which is longer hair is possible. Once again, so the tips that I shared on in terms of washing, moisturizing, protecting and sealing, you know, the really practical things that I actually did with my hair. If you want to know more about that, then click the video that is on the screen now and you can learn more about those tips. I'm growing my hair from shaved to tailbone length within 7 years, and I'm just here sharing my tips and tricks with you along the way. So if you're enjoying these kind of tips and tricks and you want to see more, then be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll be delivering more. Hit that subscribe button and let's connect.